Hey, it's Bernard Nomberg with Nomberg Law Firm in Birmingham, Alabama. And one confusing thing that we deal with quite a bit is when truck drivers over the road, out of state, interstate or intrastate, contact us, and it's after they've been hurt on the job and they don't know what their classification is by way of employment or whether or not workers' comp would apply to their situation. And every truck driver's agreement is classified either as an employee or they're an independent contractor. Now, they could be an owner-operator who has an agreement with the truck driving company. There's a few other classifications, but it makes a big difference to determine what laws apply and what benefits apply. And there's been a real shift in the industry in the last several years. For example, some motor carriers will allow owner-operators to provide evidence of either workers' compensation or occupational accident coverage, the latter of which is a more attractively priced alternative than the traditional workers' comp. But that means the owner-operator is providing their own. This way they can have a proper contract with the motor carrier who they're doing business with. I guess you could look at the occupational accident insurance as kind of a lighter version of work comp, but it's better than not having anything. There's been some recent rulings out in California that really, regardless of your designation, whether you're considered an independent contractor or an employee, that the new rulings in California say that workers' compensation coverage has to be provided by the carrier regardless of the classification of the driver. And there's a lot of negotiations that go on between drivers and the companies that they're working for. Every case is a little fact specific, but there are some factors that should be considered. Even if you receive a 1099 as opposed to a W-2, you could still be considered an employee. Some of the factors that we look at in Alabama, one is called the economic independence test, and that determines one of the factors. It's a true independent contractor should have the ability to work for other companies at his discretion. There is other things that we look at is who's responsible for the operation costs of the vehicle, of the tractor trailer, maintenance, repair, fuel, licensing, and those kind of things. Also, you have to look at what's called the degree of control. That's still important. The company should avoid, if they're going to be truly an independent situation, the company should avoid controlling the manner and the means by which the driver does his or her work. The manner in which the driver's paid is also an important factor. There's so many of these, I'm not going to be able to list them all here. A written independent contract spelling out these things sure would go a long way to help documenting the proper classifications. We've dealt with these type of cases many times over the years. If you have a question about your classification, about which laws apply, just give us a call. This is what we do. 205-930-6900 is our office number. Nomberglaw.com is our website. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you didn't, please tell us why. We'd love it if you'd subscribe to this YouTube channel as we put new information and videos out just about every week. We can also be found on Facebook and Twitter.